Hey guys, what's up? Z here with IPS China, and Chuwi has been knocking their laptops out of the park lately, and I'm pretty hopeful that the same thing is true for the Hi13. This is a massive 13.5-inch tablet with a Celeron N3450 processor, 4GB RAM, and 64GB of storage, and the best part, it has the Surface Book display, which is a 3000 by 2000 resolution LCD that looks absolutely incredible. Spoilers. So let's start with the build quality here. Yes, it's metal, yes it looks and it feels premium, but on the downside the metal is super big and heavy as well. I feel like I just finished ARM day after holding the tablet for an hour or two. That being said, it's pretty nice to hold on to. There's enough bezel around the screen to grip on as well. I do have one gripe about this tablet though, and that is the lack of full-size USB ports. There are only USB-C and micro USB ports here, which means that you have to live the dongle life if you don't get the keyboard. Is it a deal breaker for me? Well, no, not by itself, but it's a pretty big issue though for you to be aware about. So the screen here is absolutely beautiful. It's packed so densely with pixels that pretty much anything looks crisp, and not only that, the colors are so incredibly vivid as well. I really enjoyed using this tablet to read comics and magazines, and stuff just looks so nice on the tablet. Max brightness is around 450 nits, which is enough to use in sunlight, but the screen is pretty reflective, so it makes it somewhat hard to see sometimes. Touch response here is pretty good. There's no lag, no complaints here, but I do have one complaint about the glass, and that will be that the glass is not hardened in any way, which means it gets scratched pretty easily. For a tablet with 4 speakers, the audio here is surprisingly soft, so much so that even loud conversations can overpower this audio coming from this tablet. Audio quality here is nothing to write home about either. It's average and it lacks bass. Here's some sample audio for you to listen to. So we have here a pretty small battery considering there's a 13.5 Retina display and the Apollo Lake processor. It's only 37 watt hours, which means 10,000 milliamp hours at 3.6 volts as taken from the Chuwi website, which turns out to have not that great a battery at all. I was able to get around 6 hours of screen on time consistently with web browsing, videos, and a bit of casual gaming as well, so if you are a battery fanatic, this might not be the tablet for you. So Windows 10 runs fine. There is a bit of stutter here and there when messing around with Windows, and that is most likely because of that Retina resolution, but the stutters here are few and far between. The Celeron processor combined with the speedy eMMC drive makes opening and closing software fast and zippy, light stuff at least, like Microsoft Edge, Chrome, and Excel. I didn't find any slowdowns except for the usual. Chrome cannot stream 4K YouTube, but Edge can. I also tried some light video editing on this tablet, but it didn't work out that great at all, most likely because of that super high resolution. So, about gaming, the first thing I want to say is do not game at 3K by 2K resolution. It's a horrible experience, even with the lighter Windows Store games. You have to lower your resolution to 1080p if you want to get some decent frame rates. That being said, I was able to get a consistent 30 frames per second in Call of Duty, which is pretty impressive, seeing that most other Apollo Lake devices get around 25 to 30 frames per second. The tablet does get pretty hot while gaming. I saw temps hovering around 80 degrees after some time gaming. I could transfer files over wireless LAN pretty fast, so no complaints about the Wi-Fi here. However, the cameras here are horrible, which is to be expected from tablets. You don't find a lot of 13-inch tablets, and even when you do, they fight in different weight classes. For example, the Surface Book compared to the Chuwi Hi13. That being said, the Chuwi Hi13 is one of the first Apollo Lake tablets released, and Chuwi did a pretty good job with it, except for the battery life of course, which isn't that great. Do note that you are paying a premium for the Chuwi Hi13 and the amazing screen. And when you think about it, you can get the Chuwi laptop, which performs around the same for less money. Granted, you don't get the drop-dead gorgeous screen either. So is this tablet worth your money? To be honest, I don't know. For cheapos like me, price is always king, so it's a laptop for me. But if the modularity of the Hi13 and the crazy good screen is worth the extra money, I won't hold it against you either because that is a super nice screen. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.